values are such an intertwined, complicated topic, but if you can just simplify it back down to what is important to me in those moments when I feel alive, when I feel egged on by something, when I feel passionate about something, when I feel me, what about those moments are important to me? Get clear on that. Get clear on the sense of self that it allows you to express. Document that, and then purposely go into the next 48 hours with the intent to create that space. Okay, the more that you can do that, and if you can then do that every day moving forward, the more you do that, the more solid that inner core of you will become. And like I said, the more solid that inner core becomes, the less chaotic the external world will seem because you become rock solid. And something that I was talking to a client about earlier today, I had an appointment with a lady in London, so I've been up early this morning, but I was talking to her as well about the difference between knowing something. You know what's important to you when you tap into it. You know what's worth defending. You know what you will stand for. You know, like you know your name, as opposed to believing or hoping or wishing or one day maybe, that uncertainty. There's a difference between that rock solid knowing and everything else. And the way that you can determine the two is if you feel into yourself for a minute, if you were just to close your eyes for just 1 second and say, my name is Bree. There's a sense of self. When I say my name, it is undeniable. I know my name. And no one can convince me otherwise. So if I was to try and convince myself my name was Emma, my name is Emma. It doesn't have the same, my name is Emma. I know it's bullshit. Does that make sense? And that seems like a really silly little activity, but there's a big difference between knowing something and believing something, hoping for something, desiring for something. The knowing is where real rock solid change can also take place. So when you're doing this activity and you're starting to identify what's important to you, you will know in your gut when you've nailed something big. And anything else is okay. You know, you don't have to know it all. You just have to be certain on one or two things that are absolutely important to you, and that is enough for you to start to redirect the ship. Okay, so pay attention when you're doing this activity. Pay attention to the way that every bit of awareness that you create when you're doing it, pay attention to how that feels, because, and this might be a little woo-woo for some of you, but women are wired to be far more intuitive than men. And you know this to be true. You know when your gut has led you down a certain path. You've known when it was right for you, and you've known when it was wrong for you. Your gut knew it before your head knew it. Your gut knew it before your heart knew it. That sense of intuition is it's our little magic secret pill. And the more that you can lean into that trust instinct and know that that trust instinct is leading you in a particular way for a particular reason, that is something that no one else can take away from you. So know that what is important to you, you're the only one that it has to make sense to. So whether it's one word or whether it's an entire phrase or whether it's just a sense that you can't really describe except to use a sensation, what is important to you is what is important to you. And when it feels rock solid in your gut, allow that to then determine your actions. So in the real world, when you're with your kids and your family and everything is starting to spin out of control, if you can just in that moment take a breath and go, right, in this second, what is important to me? And then listen for the options that are available to you and then follow that one option that speaks the loudest to you. That's another little cheat way of being able to identify what's important to you moment by moment. Okay, and even if you did that for the next couple of days, tuned in, what's important to me in this moment? Peace. What's important to me in this moment? Making things easy. What's important to me in this moment? Defending myself. Okay, the more you do that, you'll start to see a pattern develop as well. So there's another way that you can identify your values that's just dropped into me that I thought I might share with you. It might make it a little bit simpler for you to really just tune into you, because ultimately that's what values are. Values are about you tuning into you and allowing that internal intuition to lead you. All right, ladies, I will see you tomorrow for day number 3. What are we doing tomorrow? Let me have a little sticky beak here. Tomorrow's a good one. We're going to start to identify some of your triggers and what you can do with triggers in your external world. All right. So yesterday was all about getting you a little bit more rock solid on your internal world. Tomorrow we're going to start talking a little bit more about how you can keep that internal pillar nice and solid when the external world is triggering the living shit out of you. Because that's going to happen whether you've got challenging kids or whether you've just got kids that are growing up or whether you've just got the world around you happening. The world is full of triggers, and I'm going to help you to start to identify how to work through those triggers, and I'm also going to give you a tool to neutralize those triggers in the moment so that you can feel more solid in that core. But do your values first, because your values will help you to be able to balance out those triggers as well.